Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back. I just wanted to start off with something that we left off with last time, and that was just kind of talking about our expectations for the virtual classroom. And I don't like to call them rules, but maybe it might make it easier for you to think of it that way. Um, I organized all of our thoughts. And really, all of the things that we came up with that would make a good virtual classroom fell into three different categories. And it was really kind of cool. It was the three R's: being respectful of each other, being responsible, and being ready. So let me just quickly go through what each of those entailed. So being respectful of each other, of course, meant listening to others, not making fun of others, encouraging your classmates, one person speaking at a time. And I know that, sometimes it's on accident, people talk at the same time. But if you could help it at all, speaking at one person at a time is really helpful. And then having no loud distractions. So not having your TV on or, being in a noisy room. All right. Being responsible is coming prepared. So if I did ask you to bring something or be prepared with an assignment, you have that done and ready. Asking questions. If there's something that you don't understand, you need to make sure that you speak up. Participating. Um, Using the chat feature, so keeping your chats on topic. So I know it's really tempting to just kind of, send a private message to your friend and have it have nothing to do with school, but try to keep it on topic. And then be ready. So it's usually helpful to have some kind of notebook and pencil beside you, especially on Thursdays. And just make sure you get here, log in a few minutes early because you know how sometimes technology is just not perfect. Come with a good attitude, have fun, and then again, just being in a quiet room alone is a lot of
This
times
is
helpful.
Bruns.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing, my website won't load up. I think it might have been fixed now, but it wasn't loading up at first, so I might not be able to go like do my work. Maybe so
Oh, okay.
because it's
Well, and sometimes I think when we're logging into school, if a lot of kids are kind of logging in at the same time, I think it kind of slows down the system. So it ends up working for whatever reason, like the second, third time you try. Here's something I wanted to show you guys. If you are able to log in, let's assume that you're able to get into your website and you go to your homeroom page. This tech help button is really useful. So those people get back to you right away. If you can't get into your page at all and you need a phone number, I'm going to type a phone number for you. Calling this number will direct you directly to the IT people, and they will definitely be able to help you with login problems. Okay? All right, cool. All right, so that's all of our kind of business before we get started. I'm really excited to tell you about this fun project that we're going to be starting. It's called Moon, Mars, and Beyond. So, just a little bit of background about this program. We are going to be working with NASA scientists on this program. There is a situation where there's a spaceship that's lost, and we're going to have to help these NASA scientists find them. And then, so let me just go ahead and click on it, and I'll go through it, and it'll be a little bit more clear for you.
Is this just a game or is this really happening in real life that a spaceship is lost?
It's actually just a made up scenario,
Okay,
but
good. That'd
yeah.
be kind of creepy.
Yeah, that would be kind of, I guess, nerve-wracking too if somebody's lives were really in our hands. But
Yeah.
um, what's really cool about this is it's not going to add, like a ton of homework on anybody. It's not going to be like an extra 3 hour long per day assignment or anything like that. But it does engage you in something called project based learning. Where really you're taking what would be a problem, and in this case, we have scientists who are lost in space, and we have to come up with creative solutions on how to find them. or how to solve that problem.
I like that. That sounds
Yeah.
like a really fun thing.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast. You guys are gonna have so much fun.
Mrs.
All
Bruns, Adam
right.
needs to talk.
Miss Bruns,
Yes.
are we already going up to space?
No, we won't be. We're going to be using GoToMeeting to communicate with the NASA scientists on, I think it is November 21st is our final, big project. That's the day that we'll do all of our presentations and whatnot. Um, so what
So
what I
how
was,
many VCs do you have it until the great project is?
what was that? I'm sorry.
How many VCs do we have until the great project thing is the last VC where we have NASA project thing?
Sure. Yeah, I think we have it's either 6 or 7 things that we'll do before our final project. So,
Mm.
very
So like
cool.
7 VCs.
All right, let me give you a little bit of background and describe the scenario. Okay. The year is 2080. So I want everybody to stop for a second and calculate how old will you be in the year 2080? Go ahead and type it into the chat. It's kind of fun. All right, just a little warm-up problem for you.
I sent mine.
Yeah, 67 years old, 73 years old. If I lived, I would be 100. Um, I would be really old.
Yeah.
But and that's
That's
uh
a,
that's okay.
well, hey, if it makes you feel better, that's
Oh,
not the oldest
oops.
person alive. The oldest person alive was like 130.
Well, there you go. So I would just
Yeah.
be yeah, I would definitely be a senior citizen. But all right, I'm gonna go back to full screen. All right, so the year is
Oh, oops.
2080. And the exploratory outposts have been formed on the moons of the four gaseous planets Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So let me just kind of show you those planets in case you wanted to see. Oh, all right, that link's not working, but that's okay. I think most of us kind of understand what Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus and Neptune and
Yeah.
Pluto. Those are the outer planets. They are farthest away from the sun, and they're gaseous planets. Colonies of
Oh,
hardy pioneers are living on settlements in an effort to study the resources available on each planet. So, really, you just have to kind of imagine the year is 2080. We are much better at exploring space, and there are scientists out in space trying to find resources that we might be able to use on Earth. All right, some vocabulary words. Um, Last time I didn't really assign you a specific word, but did anybody have a chance to look up any of these words?
I
yeah,
looked up
I
two.
did.
Oh,
I looked
perfect.
up
Okay,
two.
well then we will share what we were able to look up. So let's start with Tyler V. What words did you find?
I did cargo,
Okay.
transported goods, and
Mhm.
then I did course, I believe. Sorry about that. But I did navigation and its direction of the course.
Perfect. Okay, so we had cargo, which is your goods. So all of the stuff that you're going to need to bring with you to survive in space. And then navigation. Tell us what navigation was again.
Navigation, direction, the course of.
Okay, so yeah, the direction. So we are going to be helping these scientists navigate their way through space. All right, and Adam, what words were you able to look up?
Well, I found mission and simulation.
Perfect. Okay, let's start with mission.
A mission is a special assignment that is given to a person or group.
Good. And these scientists are on a mission, and they were trying to find resources, and they ended up getting lost.
Right.
All right. And your next word?
Simulation.
Okay.
Now, simulation is like an experiment.
Yeah, it's like an experiment, and that's what we are doing here. We are having a simulation of what it would really be like to be in space. So it's kind of a make-believe scenario. Good. All right, Tristan, what words were you able to find?
I was able to find code and outpost.
Okay, we'll start with code.
A code is a group of signals and symbols with a special meaning.
That's right. And not today, but in a future lesson, we're going to be decoding some jarbled messages. And so
What happened?
we're going to have to figure out how to read a code.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah. And your
So,
next word?
outpost, an outlying settlement.
That's right. So these are outposts. They are obviously very far away from Earth, and so they are out. Um, but people have set up a camp to live on those places. All right. And Clara, you said that you had found a couple words. What did you find?
I found payload and inner planets.
Okay. This is awesome. You guys all did different ones. This is great. So tell me about payload.
Okay, so payload is like the bombs or warheads or the basically the passengers on a rocket, like
Okay.
cargo.
Sure. And in this scenario, it's also going to be how much money that we're going to need to gather and have access to in order to have enough cargo so that we don't
Mm.
die when we're in space. All right. And your next word?
Inner planets.
Okay.
And inner planets are the planets in the inner part of the solar system that orbit closest to the sun.
Right. And so those are the planets. We have Mars, we have Earth, we have Venus, and I think that's it, right?
No,
Saturn?
there's
Mercury.
one more thing.
Mercury, that's right. It was Mercury. So these are the planets that are made of rock and they are closest to the sun. So we have Mars, we have Mercury, we have Earth, and we have Venus. Okay?
They're
Those are
made
inner
of rock
planets.
and steel.
All right. And Claire, are you there today?
Yes.
All right, Claire. So did you have a chance to look up a couple words?
No.
And that's okay. I mean, I didn't necessarily tell you.
I know that you sent me an email. You sent a bunch of people an email, right? Telling them to
Yes.
do that?
I did, and I'll be a little bit more specific about exactly what you need to do. This time around, I was just kind of saying, hopefully you have time to find a word, but that's okay. I'm going to go over the words that we didn't discuss, and I think we all probably understand what rescue is. We are part of a
Oh, yeah.
rescue mission. We are trying to save some lost scientists. Oh, whoa! I went way too fast there. The
Whoa.
scenario we are I a scenario is kind of think of it as the story. So we are discussing the scenario right now. A specialist is somebody who does a certain type of job. And you guys, at the very end of all of our lessons, it'll be like in November sometime, you'll get to apply for a certain job that you want, and you will be a certain type of specialist. All right. So I'll just kind of reread this for you. You can follow along with me. The mission begins with the launch of a supply spaceship traveling on a routine voyage from the moon to a Martian base. Students are in the Mars Mission Control. So we have students, you guys are going to be in mission control on Mars. And they are in constant communication with the flight director at Earth Mission Control. As the mission begins, Mission Control receives an urgent message from one of the exploration spacecrafts in the solar system. Ah! Man, I hate this thing. It's so sensitive. All right.
I know.
And it's called the Distant Discovery. That's the name of the lost ship. They have not been heard of or heard from in 4 days. They appear to be lost and they need to be rescued before it's too late. Dun dun dun.
So
All
our
right.
adventure's gonna get there.
So, our challenge, we are going to have to decode garbled messages from the distant discovery. We're going to have to calculate our payload needs for a rescue mission. And we're going to have to locate the ship using navigational tools. So, our questions are: where is the lost ship? What payload will we need to rescue the astronauts? So, how much stuff do we need to pay for? And how we're going to communicate with the ship and other outposts. Okay,
Three.
so a couple minutes ago, I was telling you about these specialist jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are going to be going through lessons that teach us about each one of these jobs. And at the very end, you'll get to apply for which one you would like to be. So, just a little, I'll go through this quickly, and I promise as we go through each one of the lessons, you'll understand the jobs a lot better. But for now, a transmission specialist. This person is going to receive info giving clues about the ship's or the lost ship's location. You're going to decode the location information and report all of this to mission control. If you are a navigation specialist, you're going to plot the location of each of the planets and unknown objects on a coordinate grid. You're going to help determine the lost ship's location that way. If you are a cargo specialist, you're going to be the person who calculates food, water, and oxygen needs for the rescue mission. You're going to also calculate what needs to be in the packing crates. If you are part of the communication team, you're going to relay vital information to mission control throughout the rescue attempt, and you're going to gather info and data from all of the other teams. So that might not make a whole lot of sense to you now, but I promise each one of our lessons will teach you about these different jobs.
I already want to be a communications team.
That'd
Me
be really
too.
cool. Okay, so I've put you in planet groups for now, and this isn't real important yet. You really don't need to stress out about this because I might change these groups around. We have a communication team, but then we also have planet groups. And I all I did was just divide you guys up equally. So don't really worry about this part yet, but I wanted to put it on our slideshow. Okay, we'll keep going. All right. So now I'm going to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about connections. And I think a lot of you are probably really familiar with making connections, but let's just kind of review what it is. A text to self connection. Does this mission remind you of anything in your own life? So all this scenario I've just described, does that remind you of anything in your own life?
Mhm.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead and share, Adam.
Well, once I was got lost at the greedy stampede.
There you go. So that's a perfect connection. We have lost astronauts in space, and Adam knows what it feels like to be lost himself. So that's a perfect connection. Yes, Tristan, go ahead.
Once I got lost at a campground because so we were on a hiking trail and I somehow got split up on ways and I didn't notice that the other people were gone. But I found my way back because a lady in the campground helped me find my RV.
Oh, that's perfect. See, and he understands what it feels like to be lost as well. So it sounds like you guys can make some really good connections to those poor astronauts who are out in space and floating around lost. Tyler V.
Once I was lost at a grocery store. My mom and dad went to the checkout, and I was still looking at this shirt. And before I knew it, I was the only person here, and they were at the checkout.
Absolutely. Yes, so those are perfect examples of text to self connections. Text to text means does this particular mission remind you of another book or movie that you've seen or
Mm.
read? Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
Um, the movie's not out yet, but there's a movie that's completely the similar, except the one thing though, they're not lost in the spaceship. They're lost in space themselves.
Oh, I saw that. The does it
Yeah,
have Sandra Bullock in it? And
yeah,
yeah, I saw the preview for that movie. Yes, and so it was astronauts, and they were lost in space. Exactly right. I can't think of the name of that movie either. It's new, but when it comes out, we're all going to see that preview, and we're all going to say, "Oh my gosh, perfect!" And then, of course, if you're old like me, you might
Mhm.
remember movies like Star Trek. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, the new one that's
I
coming
really
out.
didn't pay. I
Yeah, Star
really
Trek
never
Into
paid
the
attention to
Darkness,
the
the
movie
new one
though,
that's
but
coming out.
exactly. Or Star Wars too. So,
yeah.
yeah.
As
Who
can
who
you
does
hear
not
me?
like Star Wars? Yeah, we can hear you. I
Okay,
can
go
hear him.
ahead. Just checking.
Perfect. All right. And text to world. Does this mission remind you of anything going on in the world right now? And that one's probably harder. So we have to think a little bit deeper. Is there anybody, maybe something you've seen on the news lately? Um, I do see a lot of, lost children, like Amber Alerts. That's what they're called when we have a child who is lost. But I'm trying to think. Yeah, go ahead, Tristan.
Um, well, once I was in Montrose at the park, and I saw a missing dog sign, and another, well, time I saw a missing dog sign in Gunnison, but we actually found the dog and brought it back to the owners.
Oh, that's so sweet. And actually, yeah, guys, that is a text to world connection because I see those signs all the time too, and I didn't even think of that. But yes, that is something that is happening in real life in our world. People will lose their pet and they'll post a sign. They need help. They need help navigating and finding their pet. So very
And
good.
once I was out, and once Miss Bruns,
Uh-huh.
you see, I was at Walmart, and the speaker announced that there was a lost kid there.
Yes. Yeah,
And
they
you know
came
what?
over the intercom and said that there was a lost child, and that's definitely something that was happening in your world. Um,
Right.
so next
And
time you watch the news, and you probably don't watch it all that often because, well, you're kids. But if you do, and if
I kind of have no choice because my dad's always watching it. So
exactly. Well, just try to pick up on things. Maybe there's something like going on in the bigger world, outside of our own little city or neighborhood that would remind you of this. And that's a good text to world connection. Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
once I saw um trying to remember. I end up almost forgetting now. But once I saw a dog lost on a sign, just kind of like Tristan did.
Yeah, exactly. So we can all, I think, relate to this mission in some form. All right. So now we've got to our little tiny homework assignment that you're going to have for this. And I've shared this presentation with you. I've also shared the agenda with you, which I'm going to go back to in just a second. All you're going to have to do is answer a couple questions. So here we go. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Okay. So your questions that you're going to have to answer before next Monday is your name, your grade level. You need to tell me what year the mission occurred and why you think that's important. Why do you think it's important that we're working in the year 2080, not the year 2013? So you could just kind of,
Are we supposed to answer it now? Are we supposed to answer it now?
I think, and this isn't for like, some huge grade or anything. Yeah, let's go ahead and share a couple of our thoughts. Why do you think it's important that this is happening in the year 2080?
well,
Okay.
because it's more futuristic and people can go to places much more faster
Mm-hmm.
than right now and today.
Exactly. And Tristan, what are your thoughts?
Um, Now people have more technology, so it's easier to get to space, and it will also help in our mission to help the people that are lost in space.
Definitely. The technology in the year 2080, I think, is going to be far more advanced. I mean, we have people who are, astronauts that are living on Mars. I mean, that's not possible right now, but it might be in the year 2080. Um, it'll also be possible to maybe use greater technology in order to find these people quicker. So that's really important. Good job. And then you'll answer, where does the mission begin? Okay. So now
I
you're going to have to go back. And where does this mission begin? Let's go back a little bit. I think this page that I'm showing you right now will help you answer that question. Okay, so that's just a hint.
Mission control.
Okay. All right. And then I want you to give a very short description of each job. Okay, so that is on this page. So you need to kind of just shorten what I've already told you about each job. And the purpose behind doing that is so that you can maybe start thinking about what you would want to do and what interests you. And Claire sent a message asking, where do I find this page? Don't worry, Claire, I've shared it with you. It's all in your email.
It almost sounds like you're saying Clara.
I know. Well, we have a Clara and we have a Claire with us today. So, all right. And who do all of the teams report to? And I'll give you a hint. It's a team. It starts with a C.
Oh.
communication team.
There you go. And what job do you think you would like to do to save the astronauts? And then later on, you're going to actually fill out an application for it. But today, all you would have to do is just maybe tell me which one you thought was interesting to you. Okay? So that
Communication
won't take you very
team.
long at all. But do I have any other questions about your short little homework assignment? Oops. Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
And this is next Monday.
Yeah, have this done by next Monday because we'll actually jump into the very first real lesson on Monday.
Okay.
This was just your background information to kind of teach you about it and give you that background info.
What it kind of would really be like.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, so let's just go back to our agenda, which, by the way, I've also shared with you and it's in your email. All right, so today we've already gone over our Moon, Mars, and Beyond introduction. We talked a little bit about the reading strategy, making connections. Before next Monday, you're going to fill out the form. I've also linked it on here. It's the same exact thing that I just showed you. And then for Thursday, make sure that you know your VC time. So again, I've shared it in 8 million different places, but here it is again, one more time for you if you need to figure out what time you come on Thursdays. Thursdays are a little bit different because Thursday we're going to be going over just some basic math skills that will fit whatever level you're at. That's why you're grouped into different levels. Here's the thing. Sometimes when you're going through your little Lincoln work or your Adventa work or your Lincoln work, just depending on what grade you're in, you might come across a question like, oh my goodness, I don't understand how to add these two fractions. This is so hard and I wish I could ask for help. Well, you can. A really easy way to do this is to take a screenshot of that particular problem that you're working on and that is really hard for you. Has anybody taken a screenshot before?
I don't. I might have. I don't remember. If I
Okay.
did.
Well, if you have a Mac computer, which if you loaned one from the school, then you do. I'm not 100% sure if you can do it on a PC or not. Um, but anyway, let
I've
me.
got an I've got an HP. Would it work on that?
I don't know. You're gonna have to experiment and just try.
Wait,
Um,
Christian.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a desktop or is it a laptop?
It's a desktop.
Then it should be able to take screenshots because most desktops do.
Okay. So, I mean, that makes it easy when you want to take a picture of something. If you hold down the buttons at the same time, Shift, Command, and 4. So I'm showing you right now. You get this thing that looks like a target, and you just drag it over the area you want to take a picture of,
Whoa.
and then you let go.
Oh,
Isn't that cool? And then guess what? It shows up. I'm going to show you my desktop. It shows up saved on your desktop. Do you see it right there? And then it's
Oh
really
yeah.
super easy to attach to an email. You just select this and you would send it directly to me. All right, it's taken forever to load the picture, but it's there, I promise you. Okay, so let me
But
drag
so
this.
we hold Shift, Command, and 4, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, everybody
Okay.
try it right now. Try to take a picture of something. And thank you, Clara.
So Shift Command and what?
Shift, Command, and 4. On a
Oh yeah, I got
PC.
it. It worked.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm still trying to get out of the VC. How do you do that?
Oh, don't get out of the VC. You can take a screenshot while you're still in the VC.
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh, minimize the VC thing. Oh. Okay, let's see. I'll try it.
So then
Okay.
after you do it, and then so after you do it, it's in your desktop.
Uh-huh. Then you can
Mm,
just find it on your desktop, and it's a picture that you can attach to an email. Makes it really
alright.
easy.
I'm just taking a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, I know. It makes it a lot easier when you're trying to explain what you're seeing on your screen, or you're trying to explain what problem you need help with. So,
Yeah.
and yes, Claire, Shift Command 4 all at the same time. And you'll get something that looks like this. Well, it kind of looks like a bullet, but it's a target. Yes, Tyler.
One more question. So, can we can use the Moon, Mars, and beyond again if we need help with the questions, right?
Absolutely. You can
Okay.
definitely go back through any of the slides to help you answer the questions.
All right.
Definitely. All right, guys.
I
Are there
can
any other questions for today?
I'm good.
no.
Okay.
this isn't really about the this VC, but I
Sure.
was wondering, have you gotten my interim test yet? Because it was taking a really long time to load.
Is this Clara talking?
Yes.
Then yes, I did. I just got it in my email, so I have
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have the same question. Did you get my interim test?
I haven't checked fourth grade yet today, but I probably did. Um, I'll let you know if I didn't.
Because I did them
Yeah.
last week.
Did you get I can't remember what it was, but there's something in art that supposedly came up blank.
Oh, yes. And I emailed you
Yeah.
back and I just said, do your best to try again, try to upload it into the Dropbox again, because that's the way, if I put a grade into Moodle, that's how it transfers into Infinite Campus. So I can't do a grade through my email. Um,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't even blank. It's just sometimes we they just don't send, and they send blank if they do get sent. So
that is weird. I know. Technology.
Matt,
That's happened with some of my assignments too.
I know, sucks.
Mm-hmm. I know. So you just have to make sure when you save it to your desktop that it's saved the correct way. So I'm sorry.
I have one more question. Then
Okay.
we can go. But with my reading Express,
Uh-huh.
um, was I supposed to do the first lesson today with the Go-Go Lizard or something like that? 'Cause I
Yeah,
did that.
I would like you to definitely do like one lesson a day. And I replied to your mom, Tristan, because she sent me an email about how much time you'll need to spend on it and whatnot. So has everybody so make sure that she sees that. Has everybody had a chance to log into Reading Eggs and get started on
Yep.
that?
I've already done the first lesson actually.
Yes.
Cool.
No.
I'm doing it every day.
I'm on my third lesson, I think.
Very good. It's really cool. Yeah, and Clara just said I love Reading Express. Um What I really love about it is it's individualized. And so I selected some things that, based on your star test that I got back, that you need to work on. And then it also gives you a pre-test. And so it's directly designed for you. So it's really good.
So it's called Reading Eggs.
Yeah, reading eggs. That's also something I've sent to you in your email. So you might have some email you need to go through.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I had 50 new emails, or 30 actually. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I know. I know. I try to only email you important stuff, but
But no, it actually wasn't all your emails. Some of them were like from my brother because he was just sending spam to me to fill out my email because I had done that to him. So,
oh, how
and then
funny.
a bunch of them were also Outlook calendar. But yeah, like 10 were from you.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But that's kind of the nature of online school is making sure that we are in constant communication because I don't get to see you face to face. So, as
Mm-hmm.
much at least. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you go
Well,
so that you can work on answering the questions on this form here, doing your homework, and then getting started on your daily work.
all right.
All
All right,
right.
yeah. The reason why I don't think I'm getting your emails as soon as you see them, send them. I don't think I'm getting them right away. So I think that's why because I checked yesterday and there's like 5 new emails today. So I
Oh,
don't think
wow.
some emails are getting sent right away.
Huh. Well, I'm pretty sure you should have them all now. So log in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have all of them.
Okay, good, good. Okay. All right, guys. We'll give everybody a wave goodbye. Wave.
Bye,
Bye. I don't
Bye.
know if you can
guys.
actually see me on the
Bye, Miss
camera.
Bruns.
Yes. Bye, guys. I'll see you
Yeah,
on Thursday, and hopefully I'll see some of you at the Cave of the Winds tomorrow. So
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going. I'm
very
going. So.
cool.
Bye.
I
All right.
can't come, but
Oh
I've been
wait,
to the Cave of the
wait.
Winds
I got one
before.
more
Me
question.
too. I
Very
can't
cool.
be
Bye.
Okay,
I can't
Tyler.
be there
What's your
either.
last question?
Um, my mom was wondering. My brother and sister now they're not